All right. Thank you so much for showing up today. My name is Mitch Webb, and I've got Linda McClellan here with me. She's a registered nurse. I'm a health coach. This is Become Your Own Medicine. We're doing a little back to school event. We know that tis the season to get the kids in school, to get things cleaned up, to focus on our health, to do a little self-care. And so Linda and I want to bring some tips, some tricks, some ideas that you can bring in to optimize your health. And so if you'll go to the next slide for me, Linda.
Okay.
So we're both going to be talking for around 15, 20 minutes. And we're going to save time for some Q&A at the end. And if you're joining us in the future, because we're going to have this recording going out, welcome. Thank you for being here as well. So the topic is Become Your Own Medicine. And you'll see from both of us, we've had stories from people we love and for ourselves that motivated us to seek help from the medical world. And we didn't get the answers we were looking for. So we kind of took it on ourselves, right? And so I'm going to tell a little bit about my story. You can see I've got it listed up here. We've got multiple traumatic brain injuries, autoimmune, panic attacks, anxiety, insomnia, metabolic issues, so diabetes, overweight. I lived in a moldy home, developed Lyme disease as a result of being in that moldy home. And yeah, after experiencing all of that, I got in a car accident that left me with post-concussion syndrome. Once I got through that and overcame that, I had 3 long-haul COVID diagnoses in a row, which I lost a bunch of weight, went down to about 140 pounds. So lots of gut issues, hormonal imbalances like thyroid and testosterone. And since then, I've been a lot better. That was probably 3-4 years ago. And this is over 10 or 15 years. But I put the CPTSD down at the bottom because that is my root cause. That's something that I'm interested in with my clients, is figuring out, what's the root, pull out the root, pull out the weed. Working on PTSD and dysregulated nervous system or trauma. It's a journey. And since I've started improving my hormonal state, or excuse me, improving my nervous system, working on the dysfunctional nervous system, a lot of these issues are so much better. And so that's one of the things I'm really excited to share with you guys. So we can go to the next slide.
Okay.
So today, through that journey, I have a lot of people ask me, where do I get my credentials, or where did I learn the knowledge that I've learned? And I would say that that's from the School of Hard Knocks. That's from getting my butt kicked and coming back, fighting for answers, and finding ways to support me and my body. And that's why I'm so excited to share that with other people, because if I can come back from the list of medical issues that you saw in the last slide, I think anybody can do that. And I think everybody's unique and different, and you'll see, why that's important to me as we go. But, today, when it comes to the world of health and wellness, there's so many gimmicky things out there now. There's these restrictive diets, there's these punishing workouts, the strenuous biohacking, and a lot of that is abandoning our body and trying to fix something that isn't broken. Okay, and so today, instead of giving you the fad supplement or the funky new diet or the tough workout, I'm going to give you some free stuff. I've found that the things that nature provides that are easy, those are things that we can depend on, that we can add to our lifestyle to really enhance our overall health. And so what I'm talking about is, are you someone who can, in 15 minutes a day, look at these benefits? Would you be willing to spend 15 minutes a day? So we're talking hormone balance, waking up refreshed, burning body fat, regulating your appetite, better gut health and digestion, reducing stress, improve sleep. The list goes on and on and on, right? Like, who doesn't want that? So let's go to the next slide. So number one is light. Light's important because it affects our circadian rhythm, and a way to remember what is circadian rhythm. It's our sleep and wake cycle. So I like to say that Courtney cortisol is our stress hormone. So Courtney wakes us up in the morning, and Melanie puts us to bed at nighttime. That's our melatonin. And when those two things are in balance, we wake up refreshed, we go to bed tired, we fall asleep easily, we sleep through the night. We manage weight well, our digestion is working, our detox pathways are working, all these things are supported. But in today's society, there's a lot of people struggling with that. And the reason is because these Zeitgeibers, okay, Zeitgeibers control their circadian rhythm. And one of the big ones is sunlight. That would also be movement and food. But today I'm going to focus on light. And so for hundreds of thousands of years, humans have survived outside in nature. And as we come inside, we see artificial lighting, we see these fake environments, like the environment that I'm sitting in right now. And what our bodies crave is natural sunlight. We want blue light in the morning to wake us up. That's Courtney loves that, and we like blocking blue light at nighttime, or more of a red light at nighttime. Okay, so looking at things like screens, cell phones, TV screens, even turning on the fluorescent lights in your house. They have flicker, all these different nerdy things that we could talk about another time. But they disrupt our circadian rhythm. It makes us think that it's lunchtime when it's really 7, 8 p.m. at night. And so that's what leads to that, hey, I'm tired and wired when I'm going to bedtime. It throws off our hormones. And so what I like to do is get some sunlight first thing in the morning. As much sunlight as you can get up until lunchtime is the best. And it doesn't have to be, you don't spend your whole time out there. Getting 3 to 5 minute little light breaks throughout the morning is helpful. Maybe you step outside in the morning, take a break midday, crack your window on the way to lunch. That way that time is adding up, and it's very beneficial over the long haul. Now at nighttime, I would say the more insidious light to be aware of at nighttime is blue light. And a simple fix for that is to light candles and not turn on any screens at nighttime. But I don't think anybody wants to do that. So what I recommend is blue light blocking glasses. And I did a great job of not bringing those in here. But some of the blue light blocking glasses you could get would be I'm blanking right now. There's lots of good circadian good blue light blocking glasses out there that are, you just throw them on as soon as the sun goes down, and they work. They do exactly what they're supposed to. So, and another thing you could do, there's FLux, F.Lux, that you can download onto your screen, particularly your laptop, and then you would select night or daytime, and it would filter out the red light, or excuse me, it would filter out the blue light at nighttime and provide more brighter light in the morning as well. So if you'll go to the next screen for me, Linda. So grounding is earthing. It's a fancy way of just saying putting your bare feet on the ground, right? So when it comes to grounding, protons, we absorb protons and it causes inflammation. And I kind of think of protons as like these little hitchhikers that attach themselves to us from different technology. So things that are putting off electromagnetic fields, things like Wi-Fi, improper wiring in the house. I've certainly dealt with that at my house. Screen stuff coming from computers and cell phones and radio towers, all these things, they put off all these protons, and our body is constantly collecting those. And when we connect to the ground with our bare feet, because of the Schumann resonance that the earth puts off, we are able to dump that charge back into the earth, and we bring in more electrons from the earth that also lower inflammation. And one thing that I remember when I first heard about this, I'm like, man, come on, is this like BS or what? But Dr. Sinatra, he's a famous heart surgeon, I want to say. I was at a functional medicine event with him, and one thing that he showed was when we look at the blood of someone who's been in an environment with those hitchhikers, the blood looked coagulated and clumpy, kind of like ketchup. And about 15 minutes later, after walking on the ground with bare feet, it was very, very different. Lots of good circulation. and that did it for me. And so when it comes to grounding, there's lots of benefits from better sleep and inflammation, circulation, a healthy nervous system. I can say, Linda, from doing Irene's work, if you're familiar with that, there was times
Mhm.
when I overdid things and did too much. And when
Right.
Irene and I were talking, that's what we did: is we ground, we sunlight, we support the nervous system in that way as well, as long as proper hydration and good food. And so ideally 45 minutes a day would be what you want. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a lot of time outside barefoot. So I have a hack for you, and that is these grounding straps that you can buy on Amazon. They're $5. You just tuck it into your shoe, and now anywhere you're walking that is on the ground or the sidewalk, as long as it's not asphalt, asphalt has rubber in it, so it's going to actually block the grounding effect of the earth. But you can throw this little strap on, and and it does exactly what you need. It's just like having your bare feet on the ground for people in colder areas, and whenever you can kind of habit stack. So if you're going for a walk and you do that every morning, you throw this thing on and you're good to go. So if we could go to the next slide. Next, movement. So as a health coach, a lot of people think I'm a trainer and I want to punish them. And if you saw me maybe 10 years ago, I definitely would have done that. But these days, I'm more about what's the most effective route that I can take, and what's the least amount of effort that I can put in to get the biggest amount of results. And so when we're talking movement, there's a difference between our exercise routine and NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which basically means the amount that you move outside of exercise, like walking the dog, cleaning the house, taking the stairs, going to work. And so there's a study I like to reference where they did a study on people who were desk workers. And if you really think about it, somebody who's working at the desk, they're sitting 18 to 20 hours a day when you factor in driving to work and sitting and eating for meal or sitting for meals and sitting on the couch when they get home. And there's one group that with desk workers, other group also desk workers. But the thing that separated the two was one of the groups worked out for an hour 6 days a week. So they're thinking that they're going to have better health. And what the study showed, that there was no decrease in all-cause mortality despite the 1 hour. So what it's saying is that the 1 hour of exercise in the gym didn't do anything to affect the overall health of the individual. And what would have done that is frequent movement throughout the day. Okay, so what I like to tell people to shoot for is somewhere around 10,000 steps a day. And can you move every hour? I know that if you go for a 30-minute, 10,000 steps usually ends up being about two 30-minute walks accumulated throughout the day. And then just moving in between that is easily done. And 10,000 is not a magic number. If you're doing 3 or 4 or 5 now, slowly bump that up and build capacity on that over time. Just like I mentioned a minute ago, the grounding straps, they come in here, they do a really good job. And so you're kind of stacking there. And then everyday movement, just walking is one of the best cardiovascular things you can do for burning fat. It makes, exercise is great, but the everyday movement is what really helps us remove body fat. So if we can go to the next one. And orienting. Amy, I mean, yeah, Amy, Amy, I know you know this one, right? Because you know Irene as well. And so this, I love orienting. It is a fantastic way to relax, to build capacity in the nervous system, and to help us engage with maybe some of the stuff, the unprocessed stress that we have been avoiding. So a lot of times we will avoid or numb or go into our head to try to think things or to think our way to safety. And if you're someone like me that is an overthinker, this is a great way to come out of your head and get into the body. And so what I mean by orienting, I think the best way to explain this is there's two types, and there is defensive orienting. And so if we were at a baseball game right now, and out of the corner of our eye we hear, a ball coming off the bat and it's heading our way and we don't have time to duck. What do? We throw our hands up, right? So that's a defensive orienting strategy. Now, you could also do an exploratory orienting, and that's really what I'm talking about here. And exploratory orienting is really just taking your eyes for a ride very slowly and just noticing what you're taking in. Now, in meditation, you would call this tracking. But if I'm sitting here, I'm gonna be aware that I'm looking at this water bottle. Now I'm looking at the pad and pen that's sitting in front of me. Here's my microphone. Here's my computer, right? So I'm just aware of what's in my surroundings. And so, can you track really slowly, just and notice with curiosity what you're noticing? Okay. And the quote that Irene likes to use is feel your butt in the chair. And so we can do this right now. Feel your butt in the chair. And you're really just kind of noticing what's supporting you here. And can you feel your feet on the ground? Maybe you notice your big toe touching or your heel. Maybe you're moving that around. And while you're doing that, can you still notice your butt in your chair? Right? And what's your breath doing? And what we do is we kind of bring those all together. And what it does for me is it feels kind of like meditation with my eyes open. And so what that's doing is it's calming down the nervous system. It's making us more present because when we have a lot of accumulated stress, it feels scary in our body. And so we don't want to be there, whether it's conscious or unconscious, until we may go up into our head to try to think our way to safety, or we may try to numb it or avoid it. And even these healthy strategies like biohacking, I know that's what I did to cope. They can be unhealthy as well because they're really avoiding what's wanting attention and what's going to allow us to truly heal. And so orienting, while it seems really simple, and this the way that I'm describing it is. It can become a complex practice that gives us different entry points to work with old survival stress and trauma that's asking to come up. And so, next slide. Okay, and so my tip here, I've given you a lot of information with the grounding and the sunlight and the moving and the orienting. And so really simply, what I'm suggesting today is to add this morning routine of, can I get out in the morning? Can I throw my grounding strap on so I'm connected to the earth? Can I go walk for 15 minutes? That means I'm getting sunlight. I'm working with my circadian rhythm. I'm making melatonin for later in the day. My hormones are going to be benefiting from that. My cortisol is going to get going in the morning, so I'm up and I'm feeling good. And then I'm getting my sunlight, so I'm getting vitamin D. I think I just said that. So I'm grounding, I'm getting my sunlight, and I'm moving. So I'm getting that non-exercise activity thermogenesis going. I'm burning fat. I'm doing all these wonderful things, and then I'm going to orient. Okay, so I'm gonna listen. So you can orient with your ears as well. That's actually one of my favorite ways to do it. So I'll listen. Here in the South, we have the cicadas right now. So you'll hear the cicadas, you'll hear maybe a car off in the distance, the wind, you can feel the wind. Excuse me, you can feel the wind on your skin and notice the temperature. You're then connecting back to your feet, noticing your breath, and really taking in the surroundings. And for me, this is an amazing way to check all of these boxes, get these benefits. And when this is done as a daily habit over time, I mean, you're doing a lot of really good things for your nervous system, for your immune system, for recovery, for sleep, for hormones. I mean, it really is a great practice that I try to do at least in the morning and the evening too. A second benefit would be digestion. We know that if we were to eat breakfast and then go do that, or maybe eat dinner, I think that's how I usually end up doing it. Is in the morning, it's kind of hit or miss depending if I'm gonna eat breakfast or not. But at nighttime, it's going to help me digest my food. And it's walking for 15 minutes has been shown to be just as effective, if not more effective, than the diabetic drug metformin at lowering blood sugar. So that's pretty cool, right? So you got this one, two, three, four tip combination with the grounding, the sunlight, the movement, and the orienting. Next slide. And so before we wrap up, just what it's like to work with me. I am real big on discovering what a lifestyle that's going to be supportive for you. And so I like to meet people where they're at. I'm not doing the cookie cutter protocols or trying to fit someone into a square when they're a circle, right? It's getting to know what's going on, what have you tried, what's your history, what's working, what's not, and where do you want to be in six to 12 months? And is that realistic? And if so, how can we reverse engineer that together and provide unlimited support? My clients have unlimited access to me. And when I say whole person wellness, we're looking at nutrition. So that's very individual. So it may be someone who has a gut issue, autoimmune, has a diagnosis. Maybe someone's trying to put on weight or lose weight. All those things are going to be taken into consideration when we're creating your nutrition plan. Same thing with movement and exercise. We're going to start at the capacity that you're at, and we're going to build. And all of these things kind of work together. So that would also support the building capacity and exercise is also going to build capacity in the nervous system, which is how we want to go really slow and titrate that. I know when I first started getting into this work and understanding that I've got trauma and I've got a lot of stress, I want to just get it out of me. And that's just those cathartic trauma releases that you see. I think in the 80s, it was popularized by doing taking a bat and beating up cushions, right? If we haven't built the capacity to be with these tough sensations that are at the root of these different disease states, it may feel good for a minute, but then it's going to, when that pendulum swings back, it's going to kick our butt. And so what I'm looking to do is, how do we build capacity? Find a nutrition plan that's going to work for us, work with the emotions that are there, the stuck fight flight energy and the survival stress from our past, so that we can really create a lifestyle that allows us to heal and get where we want to go. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me at mitchwebb.com. I've got a contact form there, and then on Instagram I'm at kmitchwebb. All right. And so thank you guys so much. If now we've got Linda going, and so I want to introduce her. So I'm excited to introduce Linda McClellan. Sorry, Linda.
Okay.
A registered nurse for over 20 years, who was led to the holistic health world after she was told that her daughter would need mental health therapy and daily pain medication for her chronic stomach pain, debilitating constipation, and nausea. After 3 months of holistic detoxification protocol, Linda's daughter was able to once again eat more than one meal a day. That's awesome. Chronic stomach pain, nausea diminished, and she was able to gain the 20 pounds back that she had lost. And she's now thriving at North Carolina State as a rising junior. That's awesome, Linda. Take the mic. She's all yours.
Hey, thanks so much, Mitch, for leading us. And did it switch to me as the video now? I can't really see. Did it switch over? Okay. So awesome. So thanks again, Mitch, for letting us know what you do as a health coach. There's so many unique pathways to be a health coach. But I actually watched a video of you last week. I didn't let you know that yet, but it was really insightful about, how we all do carry emotions in our body. We are not just, body. We are body, mind, and soul. And that is how I ended up in the holistic space of helping my daughter in the holistic world. Nothing against doctors. You definitely need them for a lot of emergency medicine. You have a car accident. Definitely, when we had our first baby, we needed life-saving measures with her. But whenever they give up on yourself or you aren't getting clear answers, we definitely need to look at and, take advantage of things that have been around for ancient civilizations. Let me try to move along here to the next slide. Okay, here we go. So wanted to talk about why I got into holistic health coaching myself. I do totally different health coaching than Mitch does. It's all cellular to do with the Zytoscan, but this is about my daughter. So my 14-year-old daughter, after 2 years, we started at 12 years of age, having, IBS issues in the conventional world. So of course I'm a conventional nurse. So of course I'm going to do CT scan, MRI, colonoscopy for a 13, 14-year-old was devastating. Her blood pressure went down so much that we had to stay hours later just to get it back up again. But they just basically said, there's no mass, there's no problem. She's going to have to learn to live with it. But she couldn't live with it, right? She had debilitating constipation, where I was teaching one of my older daughters actually how to do an enema every single day because I had these long 12-hour shifts at the hospital. She had chronic nausea all day long, chronic stomach pain all day long. That's like 24/7. She could not escape from it. Chronic fatigue, heavy metals were found in hair testing. We did do conventional testing and holistic testing. Allergies to most foods, like all of a sudden, she couldn't eat peanut butter, which, it was an alert to a lot of us. She needed, why did this all happen? So she did have gut issues, and we did find out from a holistic practitioner she did have leaky gut. Leaky gut, you can go to Dr. Josh Axe, his webpage. He has a whole list of, leaky gut symptoms. And a lot of people, it all starts in the gut, where a lot of our health can either rise or shine. Like if you have good probiotics in the stomach from eating well, like sauerkraut, where you take probiotics, everything is better, right? Because it protects the gut lining. But if not, actually parasitic infections can happen, and and more, a lot of buildup of toxins. So she definitely was diagnosed with leaky gut. So we did get an answer of what it was in the holistic world. She had sadness, she was hopeless, she had lost 20 pounds because she was down to like one meal a day. She had poor sleep. I would sit in her room at night and just, talk with her, and get her through, some chronic pain issues, and just mind over matter things like, Mitch is definitely focusing on a lot of that. And then I would go to the grocery store and I would start to like peel ginger. So I started my herbal, change over right there. I'm like looking for things that are going to help her at the cellular site. So she basically had no normal life for 12 to 14. And she stayed in bed a lot for more than 2 years. And her identical twin sister was having no problems. The only difference between the two was that one, Jennifer, she had had more antibiotics. And so that breaks down the microbiome and causes a lot of, parasitic infections, fungal issues, and so forth. Okay. So what if I were to tell you that we were able to get resolution of all of these health issues in 3 months? So she went to having normal bowel habits, which is, 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. No more enemas. I no longer had to do them or teach my older daughter how to do it. No nausea, no stomach pain. She had improved energy. She started, to do life again. Um, Allergy testing. I helped, get her that allergy testing again that we had done before. And instead of 90% allergies, she was down to 10% food allergens. Decreased heavy metals from an allergy, from a heavy metal test we did with, hair testing. And she improved her appetite so much she gained back her 20 pounds, and improved sleep because I would no longer have to stay next to her, at night, since she had pain relief. So there's a picture here talking about what leaky gut can look like. So these are some of the symptoms that would show up, like acne, rosacea, a lot of skin issues, a lot of joint issues. So a lot of people don't know that these cellular, problems to rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and Hashimoto's hypothyroidism is leaky gut. So if you can fix your gut, you can actually get a lot of, help for, solutions for naturally. All right. So detoxification daily is super important for all of us. So I learned that the hard way. A lot of us do learn things the hard way. So due to our toxins in our air, our water, and our food, never before have we been subjected to so many toxins. Glyphosate is in a lot of water. It's in a lot of, they spray glyphosate, which is Roundup, on a lot of plants. And so we need to protect ourselves, our body, from all of this. We need our body's organs and kidneys, liver, lungs, pancreas, gallbladder, all the other organs to continue to work to get the trash, the toxins out of our body daily. So how do we do this? You know, we need to detox our cells, but how can we do this simply, safely, and cost effective? So I wanted to show you what I found in the holistic world was we have been given all of these, supplements and probiotics and all these things, but everything costs a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. So I've got into the oils and I found out that they have been around for centuries. And I was a nurse, I am a nurse. Like I had poo-pooed essential oils thinking they were just for smelling. But did you know that you can actually take the top 10 essential oils, actually 8 out of the top 10 essential oils can help with like 85% of our issues. And you can use them internally. doTERRA is the #1 essential oil company in the world, and they are actually listed on PubMed.gov, like frankincense shrinking tumors, a lot of different things that help with COVID. It's impressive. So real quickly, I just wanted to go over some of the top 10 here is like lemon daily and some water can help with liver detoxification. And the difference between an oil and say a lemon concentrate you get from the grocery store would be that it's more powerful. It's medicinal. It's going to help you at the cellular level, 50 to 70% more powerful than an herb. Nothing against herbs, but if you really want to change your gut, your liver, lemon essential oil, a couple drops is equal to like 30 lemons. So you can't really do that with one lemon. Peppermint is really good for GI and respiratory detoxification. It really calms down and cools off that GI tract. And a lot of this is symptom management at first as we get to the healing later. So that's the cool thing about oils. You can do some, symptom management and later on get some, cures for yourself. Ginger, digestion, decreases bloating. Frankincense, cellular detoxification, anti-tumor properties. I wish I would have known that from my father. He passed away of a tumor years ago, and they did right, took him to surgery. And if I would have had the frankincense, I would have said, let's try it. So there are some protocols that I do have if anyone is in need of those. So frankincense and turmeric protocol that is supposed to really be powerful in the war against cancer. There's tea tree, melaleuca, it really helps with detoxifying skin health. Eucalyptus, it really stimulates for respiratory detoxification. You put a drop in your shower and you can just feel it working in the nasal passageways. Grapefruit, it really stimulates the lymphatic detoxification system and metabolic balance as well. And if you have metabolism balance, that really does help with your hormone balance as well. Cilantro, it really does help with detoxification of heavy metals. That was one of the problems my daughter, Jennifer, had. And we all had hair analysis and we all had heavy metals. So I do some cilantro almost every single month. And I just kind of rotate a lot of my oils through a monthly basis. And then clove, it really helps to stimulate an immune response against pathogens and decreases inflammation in the body. So those are just some of the top 10 that you can really, start to take back your daily health daily. All right. So we wanted to talk now about humans and essential oils. What do we have in common? Okay. Because why are we meant for each other? So we are a puzzle piece for each other. So humans and essential oils both have a frequency. So basically, if you don't know what essential oil is, actually, because I really didn't understand what it was either, it's a concentrated plant extract capturing the natural aromatic compounds of various plants. So what is frequency? Frequency is the rate at which a vibration occurs. Everything, including humans and essential oils, we have a natural frequency, but it's measured in hertz. So in humans, I have there on the chart, you can see a healthy human body typically resonates between 60 to 72 hertz. So the impact of frequency on health, lower frequencies are actually associated with illness and disease. So you always want to be at a higher frequency, a higher vibration. So when the body's frequency drops down below 58, it becomes more susceptible to illness. So that's important to start with. So here's talking about the frequency of essential oils, and this is why they make a great balancer for our bodies daily. The frequency of essential oils, measuring frequency, essentials has been measured to have frequencies from 52 to 320 hertz. So rose essential oil, for example, has one of the most highest frequencies at 320 hertz. So this influence on the body means the higher frequency oils can raise the body's vibration, promoting physical and emotional healing, body, mind, and soul. The work by bringing balance to the body's natural frequencies. So healing properties of oils, essential oils can help align and stabilize the body's energy field, supporting overall health. Oils like eucalyptus, a lot of people have breathing issues, they have a cold or they have an allergy or they have, asthma chronically. So tea tree, eucalyptus have frequencies that support immune function and overall health. So that's why each oil, it has a chemistry to it. And doctors and scientists take these frequencies and they have like a scientific wheel, and that's how they know how to make clinical research become essential oil products and also supplements for all of us. So that's super cool. So emotional healing, oils like lavender are at 118 hertz. Those are the calming oils that calm us to go to sleep at night. Frankincense 147 helps to balance emotional stress, reducing stress and promoting relaxation. We can choose this over some pharma meds, like a lot of these. We definitely want to try to replace medicine cabinets that are full of toxins. So then that way, next time you reach for the medicine cabinet, some of these things that you reach for aren't going to cause more damage. You want to definitely have your arsenal prepped and ready for if you do have pain or you do have sleep issues, you can keep some of these natural, like an anti-inflammatory frankincense or turmeric. Lavender would be great for sleep. But physical healing, higher frequency oils such as rose and helichrysum are known for like their powerful ability to regenerate. So that's what we have in common with plants. So do you daily detox right now? So a lot of us are aware that our food, water, air is not, the cleanest. But so how we in our home, use oils to actually take back our health and actually make our air more pure is we can incorporate essential oils into daily routines. I know Matt talked about candles, and candles are great, but some candles can actually have toxins. So you can actually get a diffuser. doTERRA is coming out. I did hear like something at their next convention in September. They're actually releasing a diffuser that looks like a candle. So this will actually look like a candle, but it's going to be a diffuser. So I'm super excited about that. And then, you can diffuse a candle. So the two together can help manage, like your daily environment, because we know that a lot of our indoor environment is actually more toxic than outside. So we're going to open up those windows when we can, but then use your, diffuser to take back your health. Specific uses, lavender, frankincense, you can use for meditation. Apply peppermint, lemon oil to support the body's natural detox protocols, processes. There's a chart there to the right of this on here. It's talking about detoxing your body with blood, your lymphatic system, all the systems, your liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidneys, intestines. We definitely are supplied by our maker with all the tools to detox our bodies. But the problem is that whenever our organs are so toxic, it's so the cup is overflowing, right? So we can't really get the full detoxification that we need. And now if we are getting better sleep, our body can work better. If we get a better hydration, our body does work, better. So there are emerging research studies are increasingly exploring the interaction between essential oil frequencies and human biofields. But definitely holistic approaches, integrating essential oils into holistic wellness daily leverages our frequency to promote more balance and healing. So I wanted to let everyone know I do have a company called Zytoscans LLC, and I found a Zytoscanner during COVID time about 4 years ago. And what is a Zytoscanner? A lot of people don't know, but it is an FDA-approved tool. It is a device used in conducting biosurveys in a human body using a series of steps in a process known as biocommunication. Your body cannot tell a lie. It's like the lie detector test. So in essence, the Zytoscanner asks questions to our body just like, the lie detector test would, if somebody asks you a question, it knows whether you're responding truthfully or not. So this feedback provides you with accurate information, making you aware of your body's needs within its different systems and organs functions. So with this information, it is much easier to systematically influence and improve how your body operates and take immediate actions after that report to make a real difference. So a Zytoscan can even identify exactly the best ways to improve your mental and physical health, including the use of diet, exercise, supplements, and even essential oils. So I think it's really cool that you can do that. I did not know as a nurse that you could have a test like this. I think it's better than blood. I know a lot of people are into getting yearly blood, but a yearly Zytoscan is something that, I would love to promote for everyone to stay their healthiest. It really tells truth. I know Mitch had one and he thought it showed similar to what he was working on. So it's really great, testimonies like that I love to work with people that understand, is really telling the truth. So it can be for people of all ages. It's safe. You just put your hand on a hand scanner, pregnant women, pacemakers, anything like that. We're also going to be starting to offer Zytoscans on pets. So that's something exciting coming up. Okay, so what does it scan? So a Zytoscanner provides a non-invasive way to learn about your body and its general condition. To do this, it scans for hundreds of items using digital signatures identified as biomarkers and virtual items. So some of the things scanned include, which is so totally impressive, because you could go to spend $500 at some of the holistic practitioners that are out there looking to see what's going on in your organs for all these blood work and hormonal tests, but this is very affordable. So body organs, teeth and bones, it has like a separate vertebrae report, nervous system, muscles, joints, hormones, your brain, chemicals, compounds. So stimuli that affect body organs like pathogens, EMF, that's from our computer fields, allergens, lifestyle habits, metals, and food. So once you know if any of these systems are weak or deficient, then see with this report, you can just start to take steps to naturally and holistically assist your systems to heal and balance. I mean, the body gets the credit, not the Zyto and not the oils, but the body is basically getting the credit because it's balanced, so it can move forward in health. So improving your health immensely. So as mentioned earlier, the Zytoscan that I found about 4 years ago informs you of the exact types of supplements from this oil company, doTERRA, the #1 essential oil company in the world, essential oils, homeopathic therapies. It could recommend cryotherapy, which is, I know a lot of people are looking at the cold therapy, or it could recommend acupuncture. It could recommend, mental health therapist, good nutritionist. It has so many things it recommends just from the hand scan itself. Herbs, exercises, diet, and individual body needs, and it's all 10 minutes. There is a virtual one that I am starting to offer. It started about a year ago, so I've been doing it for about a year. It's called TOI technology. It's called the Zyto Link, and it now has capability to, it's TOI. So TOI is like an EEG in the hospital. So an EEG would record your heart rate variability. It also records your respirations, your mental health. So that is something I am offering virtually to people right now as well. Okay. So I wanted to, wrap up pretty soon here. We want to have an invitation to work with myself and Mitch. Mitch and I want to really offer people, both our services. We feel like our services together are amazing. So we wanted to we'll offer a packages worth over $400, but we're going to do 50% off now, $200 to work with both of us until the end of August. So what this would includes 1 2-hour in-person or remote Zytoscan with me, a follow-up Zytoscan in 3 months, because we want to be able to document in a report. These are reports I send to you. you know, and actually have the education empowerment how to get and use essential oil balancers, as the report would show. And I do go over, like, if you scan for EMF, I'm going to talk to you about where you can look for that problem or chemicals or things like that. But whenever Mitch had the scan, we thought we would combine services for this package because Mitch thinks that, and I believe it's true, that his session with Mitch, it will be very interactive of how to get wins from the other parts of the Zytoscan. The 5 reports that you get from the Zytoscan are going to be like a food scan. It's going to tell you, what your body is craving for whole foods. It does not show Nabisco crackers or anyone out there, potato chips, nothing like that. But it's going to show you all the major food groups, like beans, like legumes, like poultry, like seafood, fruits, veggies, and which in order of which your body wants the most. Very similar to acupuncture, the meridian pathways, like what blocks are showing up against different foods. Now, the food scan cannot be done virtually. That's the only thing. And neither can the other 2 reports that cannot be done virtually are going to be the vertebrae scan or the P scan. But the whole detoxification system is revealed in a 20-page report, which is awesome. So to get started tonight, you would scan that QR code or click the link. We're going to post a link underneath this video when we post it. But those who are going to get started with us by the end of August, we will also get a 50% off coupon towards a future Zytoscan. And a Zytoscan is normally $150, y'all. So it's really worth, amazing. Like even if you wanted to give that to another person that has some different issues. But yeah, Mitch and I just really wanted to offer our services together because the Zytoscan is so comprehensive and wanted to really make the most of it. And, tonight's really about just taking back our health. I still work in the hospital once a week. And when I go in, I actually feel guilty that other people cannot have a Zytoscan. I am not allowed to share. They told me at work, they know I have my own company, but I am not allowed to share there. That's the pharmaceutical world. And I'm in the holistic world outside of work. So yeah. I'm excited to offer this package with Mitch and just, try to get as many people healthy as possible,
Yeah.
empowered.
Thank you so much, Linda. If I could add on for like my side of that, what that means is like Linda said, very comprehensive information. I think it was 7, 8 reports with multi pages in each one. And so what I like to do is get to know the person, understand their personal health goals and challenges that they're facing. What are they? What's their diet, nutrition, exercise, mindset, that type of thing, lifestyle. What's that looking like now? And then together we go through and pick out 1, 2, 3 items from the list that are heavy hitters and that resonate with the individual. So we're kind of using intuition here to find a plan of action based on the
Right.
scan that we can implement right away. So that's my
Right.
side of the things. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Linda, thank you again for joining
Yeah.
me and
Thank you,
sharing.
Mitch.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off so we can do, or excuse me, turn off the recording so we can do Q&A and we'll wrap this thing up. So if you're watching remotely or in the future, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And thanks for listening in.